So let's start with a brief overview of how test artifacts work in TestRail. Projects are the most basic unit of architecture in TestRail. Typically, each of your products would have their own project in TestRail, although sometimes it makes sense to break your projects up by team instead. That's entirely up to you. Within projects, you can categorize TestRail's features into two main functional areas. You've got test planning and also test execution. So to start planning your testing, you'll begin with test cases. Test cases are going to be just the most basic building block of the testing workflow inside of TestRail. Test cases live in sections, which can also live inside of test suites, depending on your project structure. And that's what you use to kind of plan your testing. For example, you might have a section with that's authentication, and then tests inside of it that are like test your login screen. So different things like different ways of organizing it like that. Once you have set up some scenarios that you want to test, you can add test runs based on those cases. This is where you'll mark the status of each of the tests that you've defined as you begin your testing. You'll add results, comments, and then also link to any bug reports that you might run into as you are executing these tests as needed. You can create multiple individual test runs or add multiple test runs into a test plan, which is especially useful when you need to run the same set of tests against different configurations, like different browser types or different operating systems. You can also create milestones, which allow you to plan and track the progress of multiple test runs and test plans involved in a single release, sprint, or other unit of time you want to measure your testing against. And then finally, there is the reporting and the just reports and metrics that you can find in TestRail to give you the ability to drill down into various aspects of your test repository and test execution history across the length of your entire project.